Hey y'all, welcome back. Texas Mountaineer Homestead. I'm Sherry. I'm glad you're with me today. We're fixing to cook lunch, and I didn't bring you along with breakfast because all I had was leftovers. I heated up some of the chili that I made yesterday in my electric skillet here, and right there, and just scrambled some eggs and added that to it with some cheese and a piece of toast, and that was it. So it was really no big deal. But I'm cooking lunch today, and it is basically it's a crustless chicken pot pie. Okay, so got me some egg noodles yesterday. I don't have gloves, but I did wash my hands real good with soap and water. Let me turn this on. I had to go find my knife. I couldn't remember where I put my knife. I washed it this morning after breakfast. Come to find out, it was right back here on my desk, so I was searching the whole house. But anyway, here we go. It's a little bit frozen, but it is okay. Maybe. Let me see. Oh, that's a bone. Oh, no wonder. It's on the bone. Oh, yay. Normally when I buy chicken breast, I buy them skinless and boneless. So, give me just a second. Let me see if I can get this bone off here. Chicken's just a little bit frozen. Yeah, it's coming off pretty easy. One bone down. There we go. So I've got to tell y'all, I told you yesterday, I'm getting real excited for Courtney, my youngest daughter. She is going on vacation to Japan. And she got me worried to death. But she'll be okay. She's with her boyfriend, Casey. And she's with her roommates, Ashley and Shino. And, you know, I've got to say, my kids, they meet some really good people. Mandy, my oldest one, she just got married before I left Texas, and I was able to go to her wedding. It was so cool. She married her girlfriend, Chelsea, and they are so good for one another. Let me get this chopped up here. I just cut it in half, lengthwise. It's a pretty big breast. And, you know, that farm I told you that me and Becky found, well, that her mom told us about. We didn't find it. Her mom told us about it. But, we don't buy a whole chicken because Becky and I, we don't eat dark meat. We eat breast and wings is all we eat. And baby, let me tell you, between me and her, we eat our weight in wings, man. If they're cooked extra crispy, oh my goodness. That chicken didn't know what got him, boy. I'll tell you what. After I cut this chicken up, I'm gonna have to go wash my hands again. But, there's a bone right here. I don't want any bones in here. Let me get that bone out right there. There we go. All right. Let me put this in here. I'm going to get rid of this knife, the cutting board, and I'm going to go wash my hands real good because I've handled raw chicken. So, turn that on. Be right back, y'all. Alright, I'm back, y'all. Hands are nice and clean. Let me bring it up a little bit closer if I can. Alright. Like I said, normally this would have been from scratch, but I've got to buy canned right now. It's cream of chicken with herbs. And that chicken now is splattering on me a little bit. Come on. Okay. I'm thinning it out with some water. We're in the hobby room again, y'all. This room is like my makeshift kitchen. This is where we cook stuff at, because the other room, I told you yesterday in my video that we blew breakers, and I'm not doing that no more. So, and since Becky's not here, and since that breaker popped on me, I ain't messing with it. So, I mean, if I have to, I'll cook outside. Well, it was 34 when I got up this morning. I got up at, well, I woke up at 7, didn't get out of bed until like 7:30. But, at 7:30, I got up and looked at my phone. It was like 34 degrees. And it's just fall here, y'all. I can't believe this. It doesn't feel like, it's that cold in Texas. You'd be freezing to death. But it doesn't feel like it's that cold. And I just want to tell my daughter, Courtney, yes, I'm letting this meat cook, baby. She told me yesterday, she messaged me. She texted me and said, Mom, you gotta trim that meat. It's sitting there cooking and you're talking. You just gotta let it cook, baby. That's all you gotta do. But Courtney is so funny. Both my girls, they keep me on my toes, man. They really do. I love them to death. Wouldn't take for them. But anyway, what I was saying is both my girls, they meet really good people. And Courtney and Casey has got some roommates that, oh my God, they're just, I've met them. And before I moved, I went and spent some time with Courtney and at her apartment, Courtney and Casey. And Ashley and Shino came in and I got to talk to them, and they are really, really nice people. They really are. Let me, I'm not going to season this until I got everything put together. I still have to put some veggies in here. But anyway, we're just cooking away. Get this chicken cooked up. I got some, since I don't have a crust, can't do traditional chicken pot pie because I don't have an oven yet. That's not hooked up. I have one, it's just not hooked up. I bet y'all get tired of hearing me say that. It's just, I want my house together. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a very patient person. I try to be. That doesn't work so well. But anyway, since I can't do a crust as per se, I got some flat egg noodles, and that's gonna be that's gonna act as my crust. You know, it's it is what it is. You know what? I'm not even gonna gripe about it because it is what it is. The guys are doing what they can do. All right, we're adding the chicken, cream of chicken. This is gonna come together rather quickly. I wish I had my whisk out. I'd whisk this all up and there wouldn't be any lumps or anything in them. Maybe we can work them out. We'll see. We're going to try to work them out. How's that? Let me get that good and hot. I'm going to add a little bit of mixed veggies. Okay. Trying to keep that where y'all can see it. Just want it to slide on me a little bit. Normally, I wouldn't have a frozen bag of mixed vegetables. Like I said, you know, I know y'all get tired of hearing me say it. I'm sorry, but I just want my house together. But anyway, here we go. Let me let that simmer for a little bit. Go ahead. Oh, look what I found. Found my salt. I knew I had some. Not going to add that much. Some pepper. Garlic. So I got to go back, you know, cooking the chili yesterday. So Becky texted me this morning, and she's like, or was it last night? I think she texted me last night. We're all sitting here watching the Allen game. Me and her are into ECHL hockey, and north of Dallas, there's a town called Plano, and well, actually, it's north of Plano. Going north from Dallas is Dallas, Richardson, Plano, and then the city of Allen. Well, there's the ECHL hockey team called the Allen Americans, and that's who we follow. That's who we watch. And so last night was their first home game. Of course, they lost, but we were watching that, and she was texting me. She said, "Hey, I just watched your video on YouTube," and she said, "My gosh, you added a lot of chili powder." Let me tell you, it may be a lot of chili powder to some people, and garlic, but number one, chili powder, if you use enough of it, it gives it spice. It makes it hot. Well, not really hot, but it gives it spice. And to me, there's a difference between spicy and hot. You know, hot is, if you take a ghost pepper or a serrano pepper, not serrano, but a ghost pepper or a habanero pepper, and you take a bite out of it, okay, that's hot. Spicy is something totally different, because that's how I cook. I cook with spice. There is a little bit of heat to it, but it's not hot as per se. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It makes sense in my mind. Of course, you know, that's that's something else altogether. But anyway, let me run and get my tasting spoons and taste this seasoning. Okay. Taste, see where I'm at. Oh, that's good. A little more salt. I had to add more water, so a little more salt. I'm using my rubber spatula because I can't find my rubber spoon. And this has got a Teflon coating on it, this electric skillet, and I don't want to screw nothing up. I just got it, so. We'll let that come together real quick. Let the sauce thicken up a little bit. Something else I've got to get is some flour. I don't have any flour, because I don't have a kitchen. But, anyway, that's simmering. Let's see, what can we talk about? Oh, yeah. While that's simmering, we'll chat a little bit. We moved up here from Texas because Becky helped me take care of my mom. My mom, you know, she spent 10 years with vascular dementia. She was in a nursing home. I mean, she lived with Marcy, my sister, and then she lived with me. And then, you know, eventually her neurologist said, you know, it's time for her to go to a nursing home because my kids moved out. So there was nobody to take care of her. She needed 24/7 care. And there was nobody there. Me and Becky both worked. And so she had to go to a nursing home. Me, Carrie, my older brother, and my sister Marcy, we grew up in nursing homes because that's where my mom worked. She was an LVN. I don't know what they call them these days. It stood for a licensed vocational nurse. And so that's what she was. She wasn't an RN. She was one step below that. And like I said, I don't know what they call them these days, but back then it was called an LVN. But anyway, so we spent quite a bit of our childhood in nursing homes while she worked. After school and on weekends and stuff. But anyway, so she asked me and Marcy to promise her that we would never put her in a nursing home because she knows how the people are treated. She did not treat her patients like that. Her patients, she treated like family. And I told her, I said, Mom, I can't promise that. I said, you know, if the nurses, and I don't hide anything from anybody. When my husband was sick with brain cancer, I didn't hide anything from my kids. I told them, they knew what I knew. I don't believe in hiding anything from anybody. So, and I told my mom, I said, I can't promise that because the doctors have told us that if this disease doesn't kill you first, you will forget how to do stuff. And I said, Mom, you can't be on your own. And I said, you know, you can't live with me or Marcy if you do that because there's nobody here to take care of you. So anyway, we had to put her in a nursing home. I think she spent, let's see, she passed away this past January of 25. She spent the last 4.5 or 5 years in a nursing home. It's 3 miles from my house. So I was very close to her. Marcy, however, was an hour away. So she made a point to come up once or twice a week. And don't see how she did that, you know. She still kept her house up. She still kept her laundry up. Cooked meals for her and her husband, Alan. I mean, of course, he did a lot too. So, you know, my hat's really off to my sister. She made sacrifices to come up and see Mom. But anyway, she, you know, she walked in the nursing home and they admitted her, and she walked in there like she owned the place. She loved it. Before she got real bad and bedridden, she would go up front. She always walked on the nursing home. She would go up front, and the new residences that were coming in, she would take them around and show them the nursing home with her walker, you know. And if they were in a wheelchair, she would push them because she had something to hang on to. But, you know, and the family members said, yeah, I'd take them around and show them around. And she'd take them to the cafeteria. She'd introduce them to everybody. If she was eating meals, you know, she would get up and refill people's coffees and teas and stuff like that. She was, you know, but that's what she liked to do. Marcy and I did find out she had broken both hips while she was living with me. And I think one with Marcy and one with me, or one with me and then one at the nursing home. I think one with me and one at the nursing home. But anyway, we found out when she broke her last hip, they had to do surgery. And they said, anytime somebody with dementia is put under anesthetically, they are a little bit worse when they come out. Well, my mom had been put under 3 times. And this last time, she never got out of bed again. Sometimes she would be coherent. Sometimes she could, you know, understand what you were saying. There was one time, I mean, it's funny. Not funny because I'm making fun of her, but funny because it's just, that's not my mom. You know, it's just kind of chuckling funny, you know. But she told me, she said, sure, look on my nightstand and hand me the book so I can start reading. I'm like, okay. And I was there visiting with her, saying she wants to read a book. And so I handed her the book, and she started opening. She opens it, doesn't start from page 1. She opens it, okay, and wherever she opens it at, that's where she starts. And I started laughing this time. She said, Sherry, what's so funny? I said, Mom, you've got the book upside down and you're reading it. She said, well, that's how good I am. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. So anyway, that was my mother. And she's always cracking jokes. And that's where me and Marcy get it from. We were taught to, and that's how we taught our kids. At least that's how I taught my kids. We laugh at situations, not because something tragic is happening, but it makes it easier for us. Do you know, when my husband was diagnosed with brain cancer, the doctor said right off that they give him 9 months to a year left to live. And I told my kids that. And me and Becky worked at the hospital. And my husband loved chocolates. Oh my God, loved chocolates. And so every day after work, sorry, my nose is acting funny. But anyway, every day after work, Becky would bring him one of those great big Otis Spunkmeyer chocolate chip cookies. Oh, he loved them. He devoured them. He couldn't remember anything, but he couldn't remember Becky's name, so he called her Cookie Lady. So she was Cookie Lady. Mark and I were married for 32 years. He couldn't remember my name was Sherry. He called me everything but, you know. Remember I walked in there one day, you know, I was Frank, I was John, I was, you know, everybody, Susan, or Susie. He called me Susie a lot. And for a couple of days, this is one time he was calling me a man's name like Frank or Bob or John or whatever. And I don't know if I think there's a Frank in his family, but it was family members, but I was always, most times he called me a guy's name, which is fine. I mean, we spent a lot of time together, so. But anyway, this one day I walked in and I said, hi, Mark. And he, you know, he was of course in bed. Courtney was his primary caregiver. And she was in there with him and she looked back as I had walked in the room. I said, hi, Mark. And he looked at me and started smiling. And I said, do you know who I am? He said, look at me like I'm stupid. And he said, well, yes. I said, well, who am I? And I think he called me like Susie or Beverly or something, or Rosie. And Courtney, I said, okay. And Courtney looked at me, she started laughing. She said, well, today, Mom, at least you're a female. You know, he sees you as a woman, not a man. But anyway, that's how we make light of stuff. We don't laugh at the person because tragedy's happening. We make light of the situation like Courtney had just done. And a lot of people don't understand our sense of humor, but you know what? You're not my family, so. My family understands, so that's all that matters. Anyway, let's get I told that long story. You know, I should have, no, I forgot to say it. What was I saying? Yeah, I told this long story to say, you know, my mom passed away this past January. And Becky helped me and Marcy take care of her like she was her own mom. And it hurt Becky when she passed away just as much as it hurt me and my sister and my brother. So, you know, we came up here in April on vacation. I had to get away, just to change the scenery. Becky's uncle had passed away in March, and her Uncle Carl. And I think I met him once or twice. Didn't really get to talk to him, just met him, you know, small talk, whatever. And, you know, we looked over at the house, and I'm like, yeah, it needs work, Becky. You know, the bones are good. It just needs some TLC. You know what I'm saying? It needs some, you know, just some work to it. But anyway, I love the land. I got a little over an acre of land, about an acre and a half is what I got, I think. The house is smaller than my house. A little over 1,000 square feet. My home back in Texas is almost 2,000 square feet. So it's about half the size. And that's okay. Not much to clean. I cleaned the house this morning and I'm like, ooh, I'm already done. But anyway, so I told Becky, I said, you know, we could make this work. I said, we talked about it and I thought about it. My kids, I had already mentioned my kids that I wanted to move to a small town and I was looking at West Virginia. And they said, Mom, whatever you're going to do, we're happy for you. We just want you to be happy. If you're happy, we're happy. And that's what my sister said. My brother said that too, Kerry. But anyway, and he comes up here quite a bit. He's a truck driver, so he's in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Ohio. So anyway, I told Becky, you know, after thinking about it for, you know, a month or so, I told her, I said, let's do it. I said, let me put the house up for sale. I'm not going to worry about fixing it up anymore. There's too much, you know, I'm one person, you know, and too big of a house for me. So let me put the house up for sale, and we'll move to West Virginia so we can take care of your mom. So that's why we're here. I try to, I love Becky's mom like she's my own mother. I'm trying to open these noodles. But anyway, I love her like she's my own mom, and that's why we're here. And, you know, I've loved it here. We got here August 8th, about 8 p.m., and I have loved every minute being up here. So, right now, I'm going to get off my soapbox, I promise you, y'all. Okay, there's my stuff. It's simmering away. Adding my meals. I hate these daggum bags. Go ahead, Dakota, if you want to go get it, baby. So I was turning the bag over, and it split on me. So, Becky's like, I don't think you can cook noodles in there. Watch me. You add enough water, you can put noodles in anything. Go ahead, Dakota. Dakota's eating pasta that fell. Let me go get me a touch more water, y'all. Give me one. Okay. Touch more water. Gonna throw off my seasonings a little bit. Hang on, buddy. I'll get you some more in a minute. Oh, did that land in your food? I'm sorry. Apparently, Dakota got some pasta and some dry pasta in his food bowl, so he's like, wow, what a treat. So anyway, this is my my crustless chicken pot pie. Get me a clean spoon here and taste this. Make sure it's okay. Had to add a little more water to it. Oh, that's good. I think Peggy will like that. She doesn't eat seasonings. She doesn't do seasoning. And, you know, I didn't understand that for the longest time. Didn't do seasoning. She don't use salt or pepper. I do. But that's okay. That's the way she was raised. And that's the way Becky was raised. And this is really good. I don't use an overabundance of salt. I try to limit the salt that I eat or that I use. You don't want this too watery. You just want it to where it's not sticking, and you want the noodles to get done. And I picked egg noodles because it only takes a couple of minutes for them to cook. It doesn't take very long at all. But this is our lunch, y'all. I'm going to send some home with Becky and Peggy, or Becky and Peggy. And if we don't eat it all. Peggy, you should have been here, girl. But anyway, let me get this finished, and then we'll sit on the couch and talk for a little bit. I'm going to wait till Becky gets here. Peggy subscribed to my channel this morning. Thank you very much, Pegster. Love you, girl. Let me go ahead and put this lid on real quick. I don't want to splatter my wall or anything like I think I had been. Dakota, you want some more water, baby? Here. There you go. Some more water for you. Okay. All right. Let that settle a little bit, or simmer, not settle, but simmer. And I can touch y'all some more. How about that? Got up this morning and drank my coffee and ate breakfast, and now I just got the house all cleaned up. I've got one load of laundry to fold and hang up. Then my house will be done. And but anyway, so yeah, we moved up here to take care of Peggy. And it's not a problem because this is the kind of life I want. You know, Becky and I, we live in the country. I told you last week, I said, I think I said, I don't know if you call this country or not, but this is, you know, what I like. This is what I want to, how I want to live. I want a very small town. She said, sure, you are in the country. She said, we don't live in town. She said, we live out here in the middle of nowhere, and that's what I like. But anyway, I'm waiting on her to come over now and have lunch with me, so she can get back home and take care of her mom. But anyway, Peggy has had to have, she has to have both knees replaced, full knee replacement on both knees. And she had her right knee, which was, I believe is her right knee. I think that's what she said. Her right knee done this past Wednesday, 3 days ago. She did great. Doctor said surgery went excellent. Peggy did really good. So she's home. She got home yesterday. Becky's staying over there because she's where she needs to be. Doesn't matter to me. You take care of your family. If she needs Becky over there 24/7, Becky will stay over there 24/7. If she needs me over there, I'll be over there in a minute. I may go over there today a little bit, and today or tomorrow, and visit with her. But after she heals up a little bit, I want to take Dakota over there and let her see him. She misses him. We went over there, I think Monday or Tuesday before her surgery, and she's like, oh, Dakota, Grandma's missed you, and so I know she misses him. But anyway, but yeah, that's why we're here. You know, I love Peggy like she's my own mother, and but you know, we take care of who we got, and not trying to get mushy on you guys. I'm just trying to think of what to say because my stuff is simmering. So, but anyway, yeah, we're here to take care of Peggy. Courtney goes to Japan Monday. Today's Saturday. Oh, my Longhorns play today. Oh my gosh, they play at 4:15, so I gotta be home by then. Peggy, you hear me? If I come over today, I gotta be home by 4:15 because my boys play. But anyway, they're playing Mississippi State. I think Cowboys play tomorrow. Can't remember when. 1:15 or 4:15. I'm an hour ahead of what I was in Texas because we're on Eastern time. Texas is on Central time. So our game started down there at 12 o'clock and 3:30. So here they start at 1 o'clock and 4:30. So I have to get used to that. And so anyway, let me stir my stuff here real quick. Oh yeah, looking good, looking good. God, that lid's hot. Let me stir this real quick. Adding just a little bit of garlic powder to it. Anyway, when I was talking about spicy versus hot, I use quite a bit of garlic because garlic's good for you. It's heart healthy. If you use too much garlic, especially fresh garlic, it will make your stuff hot. But for the most part, it is It's a really good spice to use. I want to grow it. I am growing it. I just planted it last Saturday, I believe. And this is what I had on my video, and I haven't posted it yet from last Saturday, because I couldn't edit. I don't know how to edit yet. So, and there's some dead space I was telling you yesterday I wanted to take out of it. But anyway, I planted the garlic last Saturday. You plant it in October, late September or October, because then you put hay or straw on it. I put straw on it, and a couple of inches worth. And because during the winter, the roots establish, and then come spring, the stalks will start shooting up, and then your garlic will grow. I got another bag of garlic. I need to plant that somewhere. I may wait. I told Becky I may wait, and she said, yeah, that might be better because I have to get some more soil because I'm out of potting soil. But anyway, that's that. Here's my stuff simmering away. This is where Becky does her t-shirts and stuff. Like I said, if anybody needs t-shirts, she's the girl to call, man. She does, if she doesn't have the prints, or if she can't make them, she will get them. So, and if she, for some reason, can't get them, she will let you know ahead of time that she can't get them. Do you want something else? She'll get you any kind of shirt you want, V-neck, regular t-shirts like I'm wearing, any color, any size. It does not even matter. So, hit her up if you want to on Rebecca's Designs. Doesn't that look good, y'all? That is, let me see if I can get this without turning off my phone. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Oh my goodness. Becky, you better hurry up if you want to eat, girl, because this ain't gonna last long. But, anyway, I think we're pretty much done. Let me get me another spoon here and try the pastas. If the pasta's done, we're ready to eat. Becky's not even here yet. Just a little bit longer. Add a little bit more water here. My noodles aren't quite done. They have another minute or so. They're still a little bit chewy. They're probably al dente right now, but I want them done. So, yummy. Check that out. I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of those vegetables in. I'm not putting up about a half a handful back in the freezer. I'm just gonna add it in here. Now I gotta let those warm up. Check it out, y'all. Crustless chicken pot pie, and it is oh so good. This is a little seasoning that Becky got. I'm going to add just a little bit of it. It's called Parmesan Ranch. That's got to be all kinds of good in here. Just get my daggum water. Okay. Got my water. Clean all this up anyway. Okay. I promise y'all, that's all the seasoning I'm going to add. That has got to be good. There was something missing. You know how when you're cooking something and you add some seasoning to it and there's something missing, you can't figure out what it is? That's how I would. It's good. I don't want to add too much salt because Peggy's probably going to eat this. She may not like it. Then again, she might like it. I don't know. But we'll see. I don't want an honest opinion. I don't like, it's very offensive to me if somebody says they like it and they really don't. Tell me the truth. If you don't like it, let me know. I'm not going to do nothing. I just want to know if you like my cooking or not. Let me see if I spilled that water under there. Oh, I got most of it up. Got some more noodles that I spilled here. That bag, I tipped that bag over and that bag ripped on me, so. Check it out, y'all. Oh my goodness. All right, let me let this, put the lid back on here. Let me let it, simmer for a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Put all this back up, close that up. Done with all my seasonings. My salt. Okay, throw this away. I gotta get a Ziploc bag for my water over here. But y'all, when I was moving up here, you know, Becky's from here, and she told me this. My husband was from Minnesota, and he told me the same thing. If you go out, if you're in Texas, and you go outside during the heat of the summer, it feels like when you open your front door, it feels like you're walking into an oven. I kid you not. The heat just blasts you in the face. If you go out in the cold, it could be 30 degrees outside, 35 degrees outside or something, and you freeze to death. You swear you're in Alaska. And, you know, my in-laws make fun of me all the time because, you know, they are from Minnesota. It does get really cold in there. But like I said, this morning it was like 34 degrees. I got up, had to let Dakota outside, and we don't have a fence, so we have to walk him out and let him go to the bathroom. And it was 34 degrees, and it did not feel like it. Becky and Mark both told me, Sherry, it's a different kind of cold. It's a different kind of heat. I had no idea what that meant because I have never been anywhere else. Never lived anywhere but Dallas, Texas. I visited Minnesota, I think, one time in late fall, I think. And it was like 32 degrees, 34 degrees. But, you know, I can't remember. It didn't seem that cold. But now I know what they mean, because it didn't feel like it was 34 degrees. Because, I mean, I had my jacket on. But 34 degrees in Texas, you'd have to have a winter coat on, a heavy coat. Because, like I said, it'll just freeze you to death. But, or that's the way it does me. But here, you know, it was a lined jacket. It was just a light jacket. And went outside and let him out to go to the bathroom. And came back in and we were okay. I've got the heater turned off right now. I was cleaning the house and ooh, it got hot. So I turned off the heater. Oh, this is looking good, y'all. Ooh. If I had an oven, I'd be throwing some breadcrumbs on here. Oh my goodness. Throw it in the oven. Man. Becky told me to let her know when I'm starting this. Becky, I've started it, so. But anyway, I'm going to wait for her. And I'll see y'all back in just a minute. All right, y'all. Here it is. It's all finished. Doesn't that look good? Oh, my goodness. I hope Peggy likes it. I hope she eats it. But anyway, I think Becky just drove up, so I'm going to dish this up some lunch, and we're going to have lunch and watch the football game real quick. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.